Hello YouTube, it's me, Zenbloke. A couple of thoughts recently about stuff that's come up in gaming news in the last couple of days. We'll do a good and bad. I think we'll do the bad first so that we can recover the good. That dude in the video in the GameStop in America. I'm sure if you don't know it, you'll be able to find it easy enough from my description. But anyway, there's this guy, and he's buying Grand Theft Auto 5 on the launch night, like you do, and he decides he doesn't like the way the store policy is, because the store policy was requiring people who may look a bit younger than they possibly are, need to bring a form of photographic ID. They did that at the launch I was going to. You know, if you were of a questionable looking way, you had to bring your passport. Thankfully, I look my age. Or not, well, depending. Anyway, this guy, probably didn't look the appropriate age for the person behind the till. So, they asked him for a photographic ID. He had to go all the way home, and then come back, and then present with the ID, and just got really pissy at them. Now, I work in customer service myself, and people sometimes, shall we say, forget themselves and forget the usual social constraints. They have this idea that once they're a customer, they are better than anybody else and the rules do not apply. We've all been guilty of it in one way or another, I'm supposing. But this guy, he was caught on camera doing it. So, of course, someone posted it on the internet. But the way the clerk handled it, I first thought, oh, that's just the clerk handling how it goes. But then she threatened the guy with releasing his public information on the internet. And that's something you just don't do when you serve the public. You just don't do that at all. And reportedly, this particular woman lost her job. Now, it's a bummer that someone loses their job, but then, if that's how she's going to treat people that she's serving, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. I know I've taken some rough over the years. I don't like it, but it's what you do. Anyway, good stuff. Sony have finally given details as to what they intend to do with games that come out on PS3 and PS4, such as Watch Dogs and other titles of that nature. What they've basically said is, when you buy your PS3 version, there'll be a little card inside with a code. You then input that code into the PSN and you pay 10 quid for the upgraded PS4 version. But what you do is you hang onto your PS3 disc, because that's sort of like your key to play it. So sort of like all the relevant PS4 bits get downloaded into your system, and Bob's your uncle, you're playing PS4 games with a PS3 disc that's activating PS4 content in your machine. But you can't sell the disc to afford to buy the new game because the disc unlocks the content. Which is a good way of getting around it. Okay, a lot of people go, I'm buying the same stuff twice. No, you're not. You're buying extra stuff on the stuff you have to make it do more. That's how I see it anyway, but that's my opinion. But then again, that's the internet for you, that's YouTube. It's full of opinions. You may agree, you may disagree. That is your choice. Anyway, the one thing got me to thinking, and I've seen this on the PlayStation Access's video, and a couple other places as well, where people go, well, what about GTA 5? Because chances are, GTA 5 will more than likely come to PC, and after it's come to PC, it might very well come to next-gen hardware. And the reason I believe it will come to next-gen hardware is because of GTA Online. Now, GTA Online is going to be a continually evolving and growing ecosystem. I mean, Rockstar have said this themselves, it's going to get bigger and bigger. Now, for it to get bigger and bigger, it's going to take up more network. More network means you need a stronger machine to process all that stuff. I mean, I can stand on a beach. I've done it, stood on a beach on one part of GTA 5 that's like 5 miles away from the airport, and I could still clearly make out the air traffic control tower. It's a big game, it's a beautiful game, and it's really, really deep, and the graphics are gorgeous, as we all know. So if you're going to be having this gigantic open world that continues to grow, you're probably going to need a system that can handle the extra growth. I mean, let's face it, as it stands now, both of the 7th generation systems are being pushed to their maximum. And some would say a little beyond. I mean, I'm driving around I'm just going, this is current generation? Wow. But anyway, I digress. So, I think it would be the thing that they will do it, but I actually did tweet PlayStation Access on their video, and they actually tweeted me back. I tweeted up going something like, what about GTA 5? There's no code in that box, and it'll probably will come to PS4. They tweeted back going, well, there are no plans to bring it to PS4. And I was like, I tweeted back going, that I don't think so, and it's all about money, and Rockstar want to make money. They're like any other company, they're like anybody else. Hell, you do your job because you want to make money. Or somebody else watching this video might be, trying to fill the system and have as many kids as possible and then live off the various benefits. Whatever floats it. You might be selling speed wraps for a living, I don't know. Yeah, you might have won the lottery and this is irrelevant to you. Regardless. The fact of the matter is, Rockstar and 2K Games are going to need to make money, especially to keep the online mode working. So if they get to resell the game again, even at a discounted rate, and there will be some people who will be waiting for the next gen version, or just get the next gen version anyway, because they want the full beefed up version and don't want to take up the space on their hard drive. Even if they have an extended hard drive, I don't know. I'm just pulling shit out of the air here. But I reckon, they'll want to make a PS4 version, they'll want to make an Xbox One version. Just so everything can be just that bit crisper, a bit nicer. Probably more options of things to do, slightly better controls. Use that touchpad on the DualShock 4 for some interesting stuff. You never know. So I think it will happen, and if it does happen, I hope Sony have a workaround for that, as I said in my tweet to Sony. And that would be nice. But anyway, that is good news. The good news is, if you buy a PS3 game that's going to be on PS4 as well, you're going to be able to get the PS4 version, like we said at Gamescom, for a significant discount. And that can only be a good thing. But see, is there anything else I should mention? No, apart from, please watch the other videos that I've been making recently. Although you probably want to ignore the ones from when I restarted this channel because I was having sound issues. But other than that, I think everything's groovy. And I'll catch you around on the next video whenever that'll be. Hopefully not too far in the future. Anyway, this is Zenbloke with my usual signing off. Aye, nae bother.